Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eric Lima, and you're watching the 435th episode of my YouTube show, The People's Lima. How's everyone doing out there? Hope you all having a wonderful, wonderful day. As I have, I've had a very relaxed day. About half an hour away to get ready from band rehearsal, so I'll be good to go after this. What I want to talk about today is I've been watching a lot of old school wrestling on YouTube, especially from the WWE. Back then, was known as the World Wrestling Federation. It had, Gorilla Monsoon, one of the best play-by-play announcers on there. One of the best commentary teams back in the, we got Vince and Jesse, Vince McMahon and Jesse Giovanni Ventura. Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby Heenan, and Mean Gene Okerlund in between, and Tony Schiavone happens to be part of the Federation era back in the '80s as well, before he hit it big with WCW. And watching some of the greatest matches, including the War to settle the score, the Brawl to end it all. You talk about the Rock and Wrestling connection that really took off. And it all started with a women's title fight between the Fabulous Moolah and Wendy Richter. The Dallas Cowgirl, Wendy Richter, and the Fabulous Moolah, who was managed by Captain Lou Albano at the time, and Wendy Richter was managed by pop singer Cyndi Lauper at the time. So that's what it all started. And then it transcended into Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper, and then you get the first WrestleMania in Madison Square Garden. So I'm thinking to myself, what has this inspired you? I said, yeah. I want to talk about my favorite championship belt in the history of the WWE. My all-time favorite championship belt is this title, the Intercontinental Heavyweight Wrestling Championship belt. Now, it's not the real thing. Don't worry about it. This is probably the closest to it, but it's not. So trust me on this one. This belt has been held by some of the greatest superstars ever in the WWE. Now, back in the day, this title was only second to the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship. So it's like second banana almost, or like making a number one contender to the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight title or WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And some of the greatest superstars have held this went on to be world champions. And some of them have some of the most legendary careers ever in the WWE. Now, this title was born after Pat Patterson defeated Ted DiBiase in the South American Championship Tournament final, and Ted DiBiase was the last North American champion. This is before his $1 Million Man days, actually. And Pat Patterson decided to unify both the North American and South American championships to give birth to the Intercontinental Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. Now, some of the superstars have held it. Guys like Ken Patera, Pedro Morales, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Tito Santana, the Macho Man Randy Savage, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the Honky Tonk Man, the Ultimate Warrior, Mr. Perfect, Kerry Von Erich, Ravishing Rick Rude, Bret the Hitman Hart, Roddy Piper. Yep, the Mountie Jacques Rougeau was a former Intercontinental Heavyweight title. Even this for a cup of coffee. Let's see, the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Marty Jannetty has been a former Intercontinental champion as well. Jeff Jarrett, a former IC champion. Dean Douglas, a.k.a. Shane Douglas. Yes, he was an Intercontinental champion for a short term. Let's see. I'm trying to think of the top of my list here. Goldust was a former Intercontinental champion. Ahmed Johnson, Wildman Mark Merrow. Owen Hart was a former Intercontinental title holder as well. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rocky Maivia, a.k.a. The Rock, Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, former Intercontinental champion. Ken Shamrock was a former Intercontinental champion. The Godfather, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn. Wow. Oh, there's a lot of folks out there that have held the Intercontinental title. And you take the current crop of superstars on the roster that have held this title. Dean Ambrose. Kevin Owens is the current Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. He defends the gold against 6 other men in a ladder match, 7-man ladder match. And those 6 men are another former IC champion, The Miz. Another former champ, Dolph Ziggler, has held the title. Another former champion, Stardust, a.k.a. Cody Rhodes. Don't go there with me. Has held the title. Zack Ryder is a former United States champion. Sin Cara is a former NXT Tag Team champion. And Sami Zayn, a former NXT champion as well. So it'll be very interesting to see how all that goes down. So you're talking about some of the greatest superstars, and this is my favorite belt. You know, so we have three of the four members of the Hart Foundation have held the Intercontinental Heavyweight title. Kane is a former Intercontinental champion, as is Lance Storm during the Invasion time. Jeff Hardy, former Intercontinental champion. Edge is a former Intercontinental champion. And William Regal, former Intercontinental champion. Chris Jericho has the record of the most Intercontinental title victories with 9. 9 Intercontinental Heavyweight titles. And, wow, Johnny Nitro, a.k.a. John Morrison, former Intercontinental champion. Drew McIntyre, a.k.a. Drew Galloway now, a former Intercontinental champion. Luke Harper of the Wyatt family, former Intercontinental champion. I mean, I can just go on and on and on. You know, Rey Mysterio was a former Intercontinental champion, as is John Bradshaw Layfield. He's a former Intercontinental Heavyweight title holder as well. I mean, it's something, you know, I've always, this is my favorite. Wade Barrett, King Barrett, former 5-time Intercontinental Heavyweight champion as well. Ezekiel Jackson, he's a former IC champion as well. I mean, this belt is my favorite belt of all time. Some of the greatest superstars have held it, and believe me, it's a workhorse title. A lot of superstars work very hard, and believe me, one day they'll say held the Intercontinental title is the most prestigious title in WWE history, besides the world title, of course, obviously. A lot of great superstars have held this belt, and you know what is my favorite belt of all time? And this is my favorite championship belt of all time, the Intercontinental Heavyweight title. And it's been it's the coolest belt. I like the design of the title. This was the classic design. For a while, had the era with the WWE logo in the middle there, and you know the globe on the side, but it had the name at the bottom. But this is the classic belt that Cody Rhodes brought back in 2011, I think it was. And it had the classic, you know, new WWE logo on it, and the belt looks good. So I liked it. This is my favorite belt of all time. The design of the title, and I'm a big fan of it. So I'm really excited about this championship belt. I mean, as far as looking at it, and think it's really cool. And you know, I've always wanted to cut promos as the Intercontinental, if I was the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion or something like that, but I'm not, you know. So like this is my favorite belt of all time, and you know, and hopefully WrestleMania this Sunday, this belt brings back this belt has brought some of the best matches out, like Savage Steamboat back in WrestleMania 3. That's right. Oh, Macho Man Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior, former Intercontinental champions too. Or did I mention them already? I forgot. You know, Savage Steamboat, they fought for this. They fought for this in WrestleMania 3. And then you go WrestleMania 10, the ladder match, when Shawn Michaels came back with his version of with his own Intercontinental title. Razor Ramon says, hey, why don't we put both belts up on a ladder? We'll see who wins the match and becomes the undisputed Intercontinental champion. It was a heck of a matchup there. Oh yeah, Big Daddy Cool Diesel, a.k.a. Kevin Nash, former Intercontinental Heavyweight champion. So I forgot about him too. So yeah, so a lot of great superstars, you know, and most will move on to become world champions, like Macho Man Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior. 2 guys come to mind. You know, Macho Man Randy Savage believes that this was his fastway ticket to Hulk Hogan when he was the WWE World Heavyweight Champion at that time. So that's what makes the title more prestigious. So I think I give credit to Savage for bringing this title into the forefront. You know, and I'll tell you what, I'm really excited. You know, like I said, this belt is the coolest belt ever, and I hope WrestleMania this Sunday, you know, Kevin Owens, you got a big, you know, pressure's on you, kid. You just go out there and just do it, man. Just go out there and do it. Defend this title, and hopefully, you know, if someone walks out this champion, I'm sure Sami Zayn this belt will look good around Sami Zayn's waist, or even Sin Cara. Sin Cara, man, him as the Intercontinental Champion, Kalisto as the United States Heavyweight Champion. It'd be really, really cool. The Lucha Dragons, only 2 titles. Hey, and go for the tag belts. Hey, that's going to be pretty good, huh? The Usos' father, Rikishi, is a former Intercontinental Champion. Val Venus, a former Intercontinental title holder, too, as well. And, you know, Christian was a former Intercontinental Champion. Booker T was a former Intercontinental Champion. I can go on the list, you know. Eddie Guerrero, That's right. The late great Eddie Guerrero, former Intercontinental Champion. As is, never did mention him, but he's never been mentioned a lot because obviously of what happened back in 2007. Chris Benoit was a former Intercontinental title holder as well. And I'll tell you one thing: what they all brought, they all brought their skills to the ring. They all brought their, skills and how it's done. So there it is. My favorite championship belt of all time in the WWE, the Intercontinental Heavyweight Title Wrestling Championship belt, held by some of the greats in this business, the legends in this business. It's a legendary title. Hopefully, its legacy carries on today. Well, that's all the time we have on this show. Remember, you can watch all my other videos if you want to. And to all my friends, family, and relatives, thanks for the love and support. And to my real subscribers, keep shining that smile. And to all others out there, be inspired. And to my trolls and haters, I don't care. Okay? You have a wonderful day and have fun.